Good morning, St. Croix. Good morning, the rest of the world. Well, no, part of the world is still morning, right?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah. Good, whatever it is, wherever you are.
there we go.
Welcome to Carpool Convos with Liz and Deb.
I'm Liz.
Deb.
Yes. Today we're going to talk about gratitude. And I want to start by gratitude for the laughter we just had. Talking about gratitude. Yes. So talking about gratitude for this month and how valuable it is to take time to think about and recognize, honor what we are grateful for.
I want to say it's a morning. I want to say that it's good to have it as daily practice.
Yes.
It really helps at those times when you feel overwhelmed or down about something that's going on in your life. If you can see the things that feel like blessings, if you can acknowledge the things that have improved, that are coming up, you're setting yourself up for those blessings increasing. You know, your breath is a blessing. You know, if you didn't have breath, you wouldn't have the ability to be able to be down about that stuff that's getting you down.
Yeah.
You know, you're breathing, you are here for a reason, for a very important reason, even if you may not know what it is at the moment, but it is important, you know, and, you know, start your gratitude as a daily practice. And when I say gratitude, it doesn't have to be a parade. It could be just the acknowledgement that I'm still here. I made it through that crazy whatever that was that I had to deal with. Or you know what? In the next 5 minutes, all of this I'm feeling right here can mean nothing. It could change for the good, for the better in the next 5 minutes, you know?
And it also, practicing gratitude really helps. It develops more in your brain. You're more, if you practice on a regular basis, you're more likely to go to gratitude versus feeling angry and upset about things. And sitting in the, you know, it's bad, woe is me, I don't like them. Being able to feel gratitude for the little things.
Yeah.
It really does help.
It does. It's like a shift, like a pivot of your perspective, you know? And don't get us wrong. We're not saying don't feel what you feel. You know,
No.
If you feel angry, there's a reason for that. If you're feeling depressed, there are reasons for that. If you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling, you know, any sort of something that feels uncomfortable in your body and your mind and your spirit, there are reasons for them. So acknowledge it, feel what you're feeling, but it's the sitting in it.
It's the sitting in it.
That is the part that can...
It colors then everything when we sit in what is not going well. It colors even the things that we do have to be grateful for. You know.
Exactly. And I also feel like, I know for me, sometimes when I'm feeling really, really down, because, you know, life is life and so am I. And it happens. I look for what I, you know, remember one of my favorite parts of the Bible is when they talk about that grain, that mustard seed of faith.
Ooh.
And I always look for my mustard seed of faith, you know?
She does.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. And even if the mustard seed of faith is that, well, it happened. It's already happened. I'm not in it anymore.
Yes.
I made it through that, or I'm on the other side of it. I just got to figure out, you know, what I can pull out of that to make it better this end of it and next time. So if that means, you know, I might have to go through it again in my mind and see where I could have done something differently and where I can do something differently next time, I'm going to do that, you know. But I'm going to feel that sadness or that anger or that frustration. I'm going to feel
Yes.
it while I'm feeling it.
But don't sit in it.
I'm not carrying it around like a Louis Vuitton purse. No.
Would it be a Louis Vuitton purse, or would it be a very used Plaza grocery store bag that you would carry that around in?
I don't even want it in a very used Plaza bag. You know, I want to give it to the universe to be transmuted into something positive. I want to allow my body to recover from its effects.
Go ahead, because I got things.
Yeah, and I want my mind to go into forgiveness mode if I'm also thinking, oh, you should have done X, Y, and Z, or why didn't you say da 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 da. It's all right. You know, I forgive myself for not having what I feel like I needed to respond in a different way. You know, and I sit in gratitude that I was able to make it to this point.
I have a point, because you mentioned something about body and the negativity that we hold in regard to the things that happen to us.
Counselor hat is on.
Counselor hat's on. That affects our body. It affects our health. The way we think about things affects us. And I'm not like Debbie. If you're angry, if something bad happens, yes, acknowledge it. Acknowledge that you're feeling that way.
You're feeling that way.
But you do by giving yourself the opportunity, feel it and then let it flow out. Don't sit in it. Don't hold on to it.
Don't let it simmer like a pot, honey.
No, because that piece of it affects your health. It affects your blood pressure. It affects your heart. It affects your mind. The ability, which I don't know anybody who wants to lose their mind. I don't want to have diabetes, high blood pressure. I don't want those things. But there are daily practices we can do that. I'm not talking walking or exercise or pills. I'm talking about gratitude. Feeling gratitude for the body I have. That I can still talk. I can still see. You lose
Gratitude for the chorus of roosters we got going on here. Life in Paradise, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah. Gratitude for the simple things.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys can really see out the back window. We're at the beach.
Yes.
I am extremely grateful for that.
Yes.
To be able to see that beautiful water and that beautiful sky, the birds and the trees. Listen, gratitude can be for being in your right mind, you know, for having the opportunity to talk to you guys on YouTube.
Yeah. For really good friendships, for people who are willing to see you, love you for who you are, support you, listen. And that's one of the things about Debbie in particular, is she really reminds me of gratitude. Because even when things have been tough or unpleasant, or she, even in our conversations, we may go down the alley.
Yeah, if it's crappy,
check in the trash.
Yes, if it's crappy, we're gonna
do it.
Yeah.
But she, in her, I'm bigging her up, in her natural way, always comes back to a place of gratitude. Even when we're having our conversations and things are icky, but we don't end them with the ick and take it home with us.
No, we're not trying to paint a picture with that. You know, and I for me, it's survival. It's also well-being.
Yes.
Because I've done the wallowing, I've done the sitting in it. I've had several trunks where I carried around all of my angst and anger and frustration and depression and all of these different things. And I lived with those things, and it was not a good feeling.
Yeah.
It felt as though there was a weight on my chest at times. It felt as though I had a hole at other times that I tried to fill with food or shopping or cigarettes, even when I was a smoker.
What?
You didn't know that?
I didn't know she was a smoker.
Yeah, a good 10 plus years I smoked cigarettes, and I feel like I filled up the sadness, that aching, unhappy feeling with all these activities that were supposed to smooth it over, make it so that I didn't focus on them or do anything to get rid of them. And it wasn't a happy time in my life. It wasn't a time where I felt self-love or self-care or even self-discovery.
Yeah.
And it colored the relationships that I had with other people, because, you know, your first really intimate relationship has got to be with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and that love has to be there for you in order for you to be able to share it in any growing, thriving way with anybody else. And I didn't have that. I'm trying to be thankful, grateful for these flies, but that's like really hard right now. I don't really like flies.
But that piece, when you talk about, it's the gratitude isn't going to fix everything, but the not sitting in it helps you to see, as you were describing, helps you to see that I don't have to live in depression, anxiety. It's not that you won't have it, and this won't automatically cure it, but the more you practice it, the less you have to realize. Even in depression, the ability to see the things that are good helps you to be not quite as depressed, helps you to see that, oh, there's a possibility that it will change. You don't have to stay there.
Change, yeah. And it also gave me the possibility to know that I could get help. This was not a natural state for me.
Yeah.
I didn't have to claim it as my everyday anymore, because guess what? It just kept getting worse and worse. You know, I kept finding more things that were unhappy, that were not working in my life. It grew like a horrible flu or something, you know? And in order to change that, I needed help, you know? And so I went for counseling so that I could get the help that I needed, that I wasn't able to do on my own. You know, I mean, I would have bouts of, you know, happiness, but it felt like I would always go back to that sad feeling. And I wanted to know what it would feel like to not have to go back to that sad feeling and have that feel more comfortable for me than a happy feeling. You know, what would it feel like to have most of my day be filled with gratitude and filled with, you know, a hopeful feeling?
Yeah.
You know, how would that feel? You know, what would that be like to live with that? I wanted to know what that was like. And so I decided that I needed to get help in order to do that. And I did. And I'm not saying that this is everybody's path, but it was certainly mine. And I would feel like for everybody, you deserve to give yourself the gift of at least thinking about it, you know?
Yeah.
Go into that self-discovery piece, you know, asking yourself, what do I need so that I can appreciate who I am and that I'm here in this moment for a reason?
Yeah.
You know, that what I am, who I am, is valuable.
And worthy.
Absolutely.
Did-
And worthy to be grateful for. What?
Yeah. Ooh, that was good. I like that one.
Yes.
Yeah, the worthy, and as Debbie said, it's not to say that if feelings come up in you that you should ignore them.
Oh, don't
You
do that.
don't honor the feelings that you have, because feelings just happens
Yeah, man.
based on.
But it's just a feeling.
It's just a
not your
feeling.
whole
Yeah,
life.
and you don't have to hold.
Yeah.
I like to, when I talk about it and even think about it for myself, because I'd love to say I've been enlightened all my life, but that's not a truth. That feeling whatever it is, but keeping your hands open to let it flow, so that you're not grasping and feeling like I'm always going to be this way. It's not going to change.
Change is the only constant in our lives. It's happening every second of every day.
Yes.
You know, whether you accept it or not, it is absolutely happening. So why not use it to your advantage?
And
Yeah.
going this direction, because this is, we're headed into the holiday season. Started with Halloween
For some of us.
for some of us, and the Indigenous Persons Day, Veterans Day.
Black Solidarity Day.
Oh, I wish I'd known that. What day was that?
November 6th, I believe.
Okay,
I'll check and make sure.
Thank you, because it wasn't one that I saw.
We're always learning, y'all.
Always, and I'm great. And you know what? That's one of the reasons that I'm grateful for Debbie, because in that learning, I'm grateful that I'm willing to be open
Me
to
too.
learning
Yes, indeed.
without feeling shame or defense. And in our friendship, Debbie has always shared things with me, challenged me, like I didn't realize it was. Yeah.
It's in November. The days are sort of melding for me, so I'm never sure of a date until it's the date of. So that's why I sort of have to check and make sure. And I will share that in the description as well for those of you who don't remember.
Yeah.
But I want us to make sure that we end on a positive note.
Yeah.
So in my gratitude for today, I am grateful for Liz and her friendship, and that we as Sag sisters that we are can be open and truthful with each other, and even when things are difficult, hard conversations, we still want to have them, and we have them, and we come to some space where even if we agree to disagree, that's okay too. And I'm very grateful that we have been able to continue Carpool Convos even though I don't work with Liz anymore. I'm very grateful for what small picture snapshot of St. Croix we can share with you in all its lovely splendor and beauty, and for the healing that I hope that this is helping someone to come to by just convoing. I know I made up that word. It's not really a word.
I like it though.
Yeah, but conversing with us. And in your response, let us know something that you are grateful for right after you
Watch
this. Yeah.
And
One,
it
two things.
doesn't have to be big.
No.
I'm
Anything.
grateful that I have cistern water. We've got a problem with water here, and so it's a little thing.
It's a big thing.
Or there's, I'm grateful that, I'm grateful that my knees don't hurt today. It is a big thing for, but they may hurt tomorrow. I've got other pains, but today my knees are okay.
Yeah, we're all right.
Yeah.
We're all right. You're all right. You will do what you need to do so that you can be all right, is our hope. Because we're going to do what we need to do so we can be all right as well. Enjoy the day.
Yes. Thank you.
Peace and blessings.
Thank you.
Happy
for
holiday
watching.
season, however you celebrate it.
Yes.
Be well.